There we go. What's up, Miriam?
Just gonna do Instagram.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing laundry.
Hey, that's all right. That's funny.
Um, are they gonna be able to see me too, or hear me, or?
Yep, you're on the screen right now.
Oh God! Okay, I'm like doing my laundry.
There you go. So let's see.
I am
We'll do some question Q&A with everybody. Can you
okay.
can you guys hear? Let me I'll put you close to the mic. So can you guys hear her? Let's do some dual Q&A. Let me see if I can set this up so that it doesn't fall or
I
anything
have
like
no makeup on.
that. That's all right.
Makeup.
Hey, I offer. Hey, you said yes. You said yes. That's funny.
All right. Well, let me grab my coffee.
All right, let's do Q&A.
Okay.
So, let me ask you a question. So, what's the? Oh, look, there's your pup. I apologize.
She ran.
I
She's
didn't
like, I
mean.
don't have my makeup on either.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought you were gonna be ready. My bad.
I'm a girl. It takes me at least 10 minutes to be ready.
All right. So, how did you? When did you start YouTube? Let's do that. We'll wait for everybody to do Q&A. But when did you start YouTube?
I technically started it like 3 years ago, something like that, but I really didn't launch Songs from a Suitcase legitly until February
Actually,
1 year.
tell everybody how you started the name Songs from a Suitcase. It's actually a pretty cool concept.
Well, so the whole concept right now, it's literally just me, and a lot of people are like, what is your name? I've been watching your videos for months, and I don't even know your name. Like, I don't even say my name very much, because the idea is to eventually branch out and make it bigger than me.
Okay.
So I moved from California to Thailand to travel the world was the idea, and learn different methods of singing, meet different teachers, different composers, different specialists in different areas, bring them all together, and then break that down and put that into YouTube videos and online courses and stuff like that. So Songs from a Suitcase is the idea of traveling the world, bringing all different aspects of music back to the viewers.
That's pretty cool.
But Songs from a Suitcase.
Yeah.
But I can't travel very much because of COVID, so
tell
I've
me
just
about
been
it. I
chilling
hear you.
in Thailand.
So we have another question that says, how did you guys discover you had a passion for music? So I have my answer. You want to think about your answer, and I'll answer. I'll go first.
You go first. Fine.
All right. So mine is actually funny because I grew up not enjoying music. Actually, like I was the kid.
What?
I was the kid that was like my parents would be like listening to the radio in the car. I'd be like, hey, can you actually can you turn off the music? It hurts my ears. And then I was in high school, and I started. Oh, my cousin started playing the piano actually in 8th grade or 7th grade. So I was a little before high school, and I was always super competitive with her. So I was like, oh, I want to start learning the piano too. And then I really enjoyed it. And then I just grew this passion. Like I was upset with the kind of music that was on the radio, in the sense of like that 12-year-old kids were singing these songs about shaking butts and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make a difference, and I don't want.
The young Jacob's like, no shaking your butt. I want to make a difference in the
Exactly.
world.
Exactly. So I mean, I would no. That was more like in later high school that I made that decision. But so what was your story? That's pretty much the mine. But what's yours?
It's always been music. Always been singing. Like there's cassette tape recordings of me as a kid making up random songs, running around the house. Like I had a little bit of a speech impediment when I was younger, and I couldn't pronounce my R's. So my name wasn't Aubrey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Audrey. Everything was Audrey, everything. And so I was known for not talking, but using tones.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
I'd be like, like I wouldn't use my words, and my mom would always be like, use your words, stop singing, use your words. So like I've always family reunions, I was the little kid that put on the costumes and would dance around, and like it's just been in my blood from the very beginning. So they put me in training pretty young. And my mom really liked opera and piano,
cool.
So I did piano and opera, and I don't like piano and I don't like opera, but I know how to do it now.
That's actually really funny. Another question that they have now is um, what two questions? Oh, three. Who has influenced you who has influenced your music your most? Oh, I guess it's similar. Who is some of your biggest musical inspirations? And what was the first album you were obsessed with?
Omni?
Album.
Oh, album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Me first, you
yeah, go
first.
for it. Oh, here, you go first. Go for it.
My first album was actually the first CD I ever bought by Seal.
Oh yeah, cool.
Seal, Kissed by a Rose from that, you know? I was obsessed with him. He was like, yeah, everything. But music-wise, I would probably say it's a mix between Aretha Franklin was really big when I was younger.
Cool.
Through my family.
Yeah.
Bonnie Raitt for country music. Because my parents were divorced and their choice of music was totally different than each other, which is kind of good. And then as I got older, I actually had a teacher introduce me to Idina Menzel, who's not Idina Menzel. What am I saying?
Oh.
Linda Eder.
Okay.
Not Idina Menzel. Sorry, those of you that like her. I think you know that from my channel. Linda Eder. If you've ever heard Linda Eder sing, she's amazing. Musical theater, and so I studied the crap out of her. So
cool.
You can kind of hear it in my voice. Those three singers.
I say that a lot actually. Like in the videos that I do, like you can hear some people's influences, and people think, oh, like I'm saying that they're copying the people. I'm like, no, it's like if you listen to somebody, it's like I've actually given the example where I say, let me actually turn to my camera so I'm facing the camera, but I say in a lot of my videos, like it's not that these people are copying them, it's actually like if you there's a saying like if you hang around who you hang around you become, like that's the saying, like if you have bad friends you're going to become bad kind of thing. And it's the same concept with music. If you listen to a lot of this certain genre of music, you're going to actually be influenced by the music you make or you listen to in the music you make. So it's like when people all get all pissy sometimes where I'm like, oh, that person sounds a lot like Taylor Swift. Well, honestly, she grew up listening to Taylor Swift for 15 years, so obviously she's gonna like it, you know. So the first album that I was really like I loved, album wise, would have to be The Fray, How to Save a Life. I stinking love that album, man. I that's all time favorite band though, The Fray for me. So I'm a big fan of
your influences.
Oh, sorry, my influences. So my influences.
Yeah, keeping you on point.
Yeah, please, thank you. My influences change every couple of months, honestly. I think that I get really hyper focused on an artist and then listen to them a lot and learn, like just dissect everything they did. So for example, like I was a huge fan of Ed Sheeran, would religiously listen to his music. Then it was like I got really into like John Mayer and like would like just listen to him, and then I like James Bay, and then like the 1975, and like, you know, I just, but like for like 6 month periods where I would like only listen to their music, you know. And I don't know, I really like and then you could see now like in my music like little tastes of all these different people. Like I can see like certain harmonies and like the way I produce certain things come from Ed Sheeran, or you know the way I play acoustic guitar is I think influenced by Ed Sheeran. Like the way I play some electric guitar is by James Bay and John Mayer, and so you know it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it's funny. Do you know the song "How to Save a Life" by The Fray?
No, I probably might if I heard it. I bet you if I heard it. Okay,
oh, you have to.
About me, I'm really bad with names and names of
it's
songs.
A song like "Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along." Oh my gosh, you almost gave me a heart attack. I was gonna say.
No, this is how I am.
So what somebody said in the chat that song reminds them of hospitals, and he goes, "Thank you, Shonda," and as a reference to Shonda Rhimes from Grey's Anatomy. Do you know the show Grey's Anatomy?
I never watched that.
Oh man, my wife and I loved that show. So like, but I definitely relate to that because that's funny. It was one of those songs. So, oh wow, interesting. So we got a really interesting question for you.
Oh God.
She said, Angelica says, how much do you think vocal lessons matter now, given the technology that we have? That's a great question. I assume by technology she means like you can like do editing and stuff. Yeah. That's a great question. That's a good question, man.
It depends. Do you want to sing really live or do you not? You can
That's a good
hide
answer.
it because there's also chips that go in microphones now. So when they're singing live, what comes out of the speaker is not actually what went into the microphone.
I didn't know that.
First started. Yeah, it first started with Britney Spears because she was one of the first artists to dance a lot and sing, and so her voice wasn't as stable. And so they created this chip, and it's evolved over time. So oftentimes what you hear live out of a microphone isn't what you're hearing coming out of the speaker. However,
you think it's done in the microphone, or is it done like in post-production, like in the board, like the soundboard?
From what I know, it's a chip that's in the microphone.
Oh, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Works with the board, but what you hear, it's that fast. It auto-tunes it and puts it in pitch.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. But then there's social media like this. So then you've got Instagram, and you've got TikTok, and you've got all these other things where people literally go live streaming. And so it's like you can't hide your voice then. So you can in some ways, and you can't. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of pop music, hence why I pull towards more musical theater, because I feel a lot of pop music, I like vocals, you know? And I like really skilled vocals, so I kind of like, as a vocalist, I'm like, I want more, or like, give me something, you know?
I think that I agree with that statement, and me being like my story, like I was not a good singer at all. Like I put in a ton of work to be a singer, like years and years and years of work, and like I'm still not saying I'm great or anything like that, but like I'm definitely not where I was. And that being said, like I think that it was always so embarrassing to like when people would be like, oh, you know, like I had a recorded song, and obviously like I pitched the vocals in the song so that they sounded good, because you know you could do anything in the studio. And then they'd be like, can I hear it live? And like I wasn't super confident in how it sound, you know what I mean? So it'd be like, or you know, I never also wanted to be that performer where like everybody's like, oh, you know, it's a #1 song on the charts, and then like they go play like at the VMAs, and like it's horrible live and they can't actually sing. So like I never want, and then like they're on Twitter every day, like, you know, or the next day people like hating on them on Twitter for it. So
well, and think about it, it's actually even worse because what you're hearing live has still been cleaned up a bit.
Exactly.
So what they really sound like is even worse. Like yeah, that's a sad thing.
So I never want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy. No one wants to be that guy.
So another question we have is how to sing in your head voice. This person always tends to sing in their chest voice.
Okay. A trick is add an H.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, hang on. Oh, I gotta use my hands. Hold on. I'm like holding the phone. Okay, so when you're in these are your vocal cords. This is like the Jimmy Rig version of it. These are your vocal cords. They go in your throat. When you sing with more strength, the vocal cords come together and connect. When you sing falsetto, there's a little bit of space and more air travels through. That's how you get the difference of like,
Is it true that when you sing falsetto, your larynx flips? Is that true, or is that not true?
Not necessarily flips. There's just more space for the air, and the higher up you go, the thinner they go. But there's flipping. We think of like literally like flipping, and the larynx doesn't literally flip.
All right, so I recant some of my statements in my videos that I was misinformed.
There's a lot of things that are used out there that we like. For instance, support from the diaphragm. I just did a video on it, and a lot of people think of supporting from the diaphragm means to kind of push, and it actually means the opposite of opening up and dropping down. That's what support like. So there's a lot of terms that we use that we think we know what they mean, and then it gets regurgitated so many times through social media and whatnot that we're like, but so-and-so said, and so-and-so said, but no one actually took the time to read and figure out if this is literally what it means. Fact-checked it, you know?
Exactly.
But with falsetto, just adding an H will force the vocal cords to separate a little bit, and you'll immediately be put into a falsetto feeling sound.
That's interesting.
Once you practice that, then it'll be easier.
Because you're pushing more, like I'm doing it under my breath, you can hear that like hey has the automatic air in it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's do one or two more questions and we'll wrap it up because I think my video is
Yeah.
finally done exporting. um, let's do Angelica asks again, what exercises do you best recommend when you haven't sung in a long time?
Um, a lot of closed mouth would be the first ones, and then open mouth after that. So starting off with a really gentle like hum or a or an, I really like the N sound because it pops it up into my nose, to kind of start to activate this area, and then go into an open ah
Are
because
lip
you want
trills
to.
considered open or closed?
I would call them
Do you
closed.
like lip trills or not? Not really. A
I'm
lip trill, for
okay
those
with.
that don't know, like lip trills are like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the boat. What were you gonna say?
It's like, don't do them that way.
How we? Oh yeah.
You don't want to staccato them.
Well,
So
yeah. I
when
was. Yeah. Okay.
it's tightening the diaphragm, and then you're gonna burst your air, and you won't get a smooth, floaty sound. So
See,
lip trills are.
You learn something new every day.
I'm a one trick pony. I know vocals like inside
And you know
and
what?
out.
See, that's the thing. I talk about all. We got. There we go. I lost you for a sec.
My little pop up.
I talk about all the time. People are like, oh, like can you talk about the vocals more? I'm like, yeah, sure, but like I don't know a lot of that stuff. Like I can tell you how they produce a song left and right, but like I sing. I'm not a vocal coach, so it's perfect. I'm down to learn some stuff.
Yeah, so lip trills are a good way of starting to steady out your air, because if you put in too much air, they don't come together. Put not enough air, you run out. So it is a good way to start to steady your air. But the problem I find with lip trills is that they're really difficult for some people just to loosen the mouth enough for them. They get frustrated and they start to look for cheaters, like putting your fingers on the side of your mouth.
I've seen that before. This one, yeah.
Yeah, the whole purpose of lip trills is to steady your air, and when you're doing this, you're not helping steady your air, you're just helping get the in sound that you want, but your goal isn't the in sound, your goal is steadying your air, so you just ruin the purpose of the trill.
I hear you.
Place. So,
the last question is, what is your go-to karaoke song? I know, that's a hard question.
You go first.
I don't even know. Oh gosh, I don't even have an answer for that. I can't even tell you the last time I did karaoke.
Oh! I know one that I do a lot that I really like.
What do you got?
Oh, what is it? Till now, always goodbye on my own. What is that song? I never really cared until I met you.
I don't know.
How do I get alone? Alone by Heart.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Heart? Is it Heart?
I think
it was Heart. I like that one.
I don't know. I don't know if I would. It'd probably be like "Don't Stop Believing" or.
Journey. That's a good karaoke song, though. Everyone loves that.
Exactly. Song. Or "Piano Man" by Billy Joel, a fellow Long Islander.
Yeah. So you're picking the songs that people would sing with you. I'm picking the song that I like to sing, and screw you all. It's all about me. So,
somebody said that they would do "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. That's a killer song. That's a good song. Actually, make everybody cry in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. What?
YMCA.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do a YMCA.
Or I love this bar. There you go.
There you go. Get a free drink for the rest of the night. That's actually really funny. Very cool. All right, so I think my video is done exporting. So I appreciate you helping me pass the time. So cool, man. I'll definitely, you guys, if you don't know her channel, definitely check out her channel. It's Songs on a Suitcase. So definitely go check that out. Thanks for chilling on this live stream. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and let's figure out that duet mashup
100%.
thing.
Let's do it. Stay tuned for a duet on the channel.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.